Hi, I'm David. I'm a retired autistic senior who's in love with a woman half my age. I'll explain. I'm retired, but was forced to retire due to memory issues, hence the notebook. Don't worry though, it's not the bad kind where you forget your friends and family. It's the good kind where you forget your friends and family. I'm poor retired. No RRSPs, no savings, no house, no car, no credit card, no money under the mattress, no gift cards that I haven't used, nothing. Each month I receive a disability check from the Canadian government for $1,500. Thanks, Trudeau. Which they always threaten to take back for something called back taxes, whatever that is. Rich retired people go to this tanning salon. Poor retired, like me, have farmer tans. I'm barely 60. I'm 60, but my body feels 30-ish. My brain feels 120, but there's nothing I can do about that. Gray matter. And finally, I'm not in love with a woman half my age. I have a crush on a 20 or 30-something barista. In my head, I call her the barista. I don't know her age, but I'm hoping it's 30, not 25. Well, at this stage in my life, what difference does any gauge or any age gap make? I'll never do anything about the barista anyway. It's just a good story to tell. And finally, my living situation. $1,500 isn't enough to live on in Vancouver, but I found a room to rent in a house full of international students. If you listen to my first set, the world's greatest and longest Kill Tony set, you'll know I have 3 hot international female roommates. If you didn't listen, now you know. I'm going to continue this set with the jokes and concepts that failed to make it in the first set. I guess these are the bloopers, or the cutting room floor, or whatever I was too lazy to integrate. Whatever. I can understand why international students would prefer Vancouver over Toronto or any other cold Canadian city. I wear this hoodie and only this hoodie unless it's below 0. They put on their winter coats the moment the first tree changes color. I'm not nosy with my housemates, I'm just observant. Blame the autism, not snoopiness. The 2 houses beside me are also full of international students. I can't confirm for sure, but the makeup of the tenants seem the same. I watch them coming and going when I smoke in the backyard. I'm determined to find the spy, or at least have data ready for the government when they interview everyone in the house about Muhammad next door. I thought I had him one day. I noticed a pattern in one neighbor. He comes home at the end of the day, sits in his vehicle for 10 minutes. I assume uploading data to a foreign server via a sat phone before it goes into the house to his girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure which she is. If he sits out there too long, she comes out, gives him a look, at which point he reluctantly leaves the comfort of his truck. Then I realized he's probably not a terrorist. He's probably listening to his favorite playlist, the one she hates, or just preparing himself for home life, like any other Canadian, new or otherwise. On a different note, Trump won the election thanks to Elon, which means a bunch of things for the world. But more specifically, Elon will continue with his plan to repopulate the Earth single-handedly. And now he'll have a lineup of women waiting to be impregnated. I think I made a mistake taking the comedic approach and focusing on one person, the barista. I'm clearly not the world's smartest man. I should have stuck with computer programming or gotten a job in AI. However, I'm still the most determined man in the world. Either the barista will be my wife, or I'll continue to write stories about her until the day I die a long, lonely death in my room. Till I die a long, lonely death. Probably in my room. And then my housemates will be forced to call the authorities because of the odor. Greater than the normal fart smell. I'm kidding, of course. I always keep my window open, so it'll probably take until the end of the month, and after I haven't paid my $666 in rent, for anyone to notice. I can imagine it now. The landlord starts pounding on my door. He gets impatient, opens the door thinking I've skipped town. He and the housemates see my rotting corpse. The girls lose their mind. The landlord thinks, that mattress is fucked. But the bed frame's probably okay. And then finally, this will go viral. When they realize my webcam has been on the entire time, filming my decomposing body live. Joke. I can't afford a webcam until I go viral, and I can't go viral without dying and stinking up a room. In the joke, not in real life. As I said, I wouldn't do that to my daughter, so I wouldn't do that to my housemates. Besides, I have a perfectly good bridge within walking distance. I can throw myself off it if I give up. I realize this is more pathetic than funny, but the truth hurts until it doesn't. The noise at my house is still a problem. I'm losing sleep and grumpier than normal. Here's an idea for the Vancouver Transit Authority people. Install decibel meters inside and outside the trains. If the train gets too noisy, the system automatically triggers an alarm and slows it down to less noisy speeds. Or maybe a maintenance work order is automatically created to give the train a good greasing, or spray it down with WD-40, or whatever they do, if they do anything at all. As apparently I don't think they give a crap. Here's another one for transit. I find it offensive that the advertisements in the train for the HPV vaccines only advertise to 18 to 45-year-olds. I find it offensive that the advertisements in the train for the HPV vaccine only advertise to 18 to 45-year-olds. It specifically says if you're 18 to 45. Isn't that ageist? What is a pervert like me supposed to do? I haven't been with someone over 18 in a long time. Joke, I can't lie. But I think the legal age in Canada is 16. Don't they deserve protection? Or 16-year-old Canadians are not having sex? What is HPV anyway? I know nothing about it other than it requires physical contact to transmit. So I'm not worried. Finally, my last beef with transit, for today at least. Nobody ever offers me the disabled seat. Disabled/senior seat, which I'm both. Mentally disabled, sure, but it counts as I look off enough for someone to maybe offer me a seat. My laptop is old like me, and it overheats like I do. The only place I can use it is on my desk, and only if the window is open. And it's below 7 degrees outside. I can't take it to the library anymore for fear that if I move it, it breaks permanently and never starts up. Plus, the library is room temperature. Too warm for the computer and me. Outside at Starbucks would be cold enough, but there are no plugins, and my battery is dead. Plus, I'm still ghosting the barista, so I can't go there anyway. If I was smart. If I was smart, I would have developed a crush on the weed barista, not the coffee barista. I could use a discount for the amount of weed I smoke. Coffee I can still afford. Barely. I have a notebook because sometimes I mess up that first line and I say I'm a retired autistic salesperson instead of senior. Imagine me as a salesperson. Hi, I'm David. I'm a retired autistic senior. I say that so much, I forget I can't really retire. I need to start a I need to start a comedy career and pay off my back taxes instead. In my first set, the world's greatest set, I said I couldn't tell a lie. It's mostly true, but I do exaggerate. At the time when I wrote that, I was not smoking, I was using nicotine gum. But somehow coming home and smelling like nicotine, I don't get that fucking joke out. But somehow coming home and smelling like nicotine gum and coffee doesn't work as well as smelling like cigarettes and coffee. So I exaggerated. Sue me. I don't know what the generation 20-something is, X, Y, Z, whatever. I see them as a generation who loves technology, just not to connect with others. Well, family. Well, me. I had to remove my daughter as my emergency contact for fear it would take her a week to respond in an actual emergency. To be fair, I'm a shitty emergency contact too. I haven't had the phone ringer turned on for years. And when I do get a message, if I don't recognize the number, it takes me a few days before I bother checking who called. It's probably just the CRA calling about their fucking back taxes anyway. Fuck Trudeau. I'll have the last laugh for my kid though. When I die, I should be forced to ask the medical examiner to unlock my laptop using my dead finger, or pry my eyes open for facial recognition. Who am I kidding? My laptop doesn't have either of those. My phone barely has a fingerprint scanner. That works. I found a solution to the bridge suicide problem I talked about before in my previous set. Stickers. I'm going to secretly put up a bunch of stickers with the suicide prevention hotline number on them. Maybe just one a day to keep them fresh, and so I don't get caught and charged with vandalism, or graffiti, or stickering. I hate government overreach. There's probably a specific law against stickers. Eventually though, rumors will spread, someone will take a video of the stickers and it'll go viral, making my bridge a place to jump to your destiny, and giving me a break from the traffic noise. Knowing my luck though, all the tugboats will start blowing their horns to stop the people on their bridge from jumping. I can't win. Maybe I should move into an old folks home, assisted living, me and all the wheelchair-bound seniors. 3 cooked meals a day? Why not? I can become the complex horror until a barista notices my amazing comedy. Maybe I am autistic, although I don't believe autism and most of the conditions in DSM-5 are real, but especially autism. The one condition where the patient is fine, but the family wants him or her to change their personality. However, when it comes to the barista, maybe I am autistic. Most people when they fall in love, or most people when they are attracted to someone, would adjust their appearance, fix their clothes to present themselves in the best possible form. I would too, except the barista already knows I only have black t-shirts, jeans, and shorts. So what am I supposed to do? Walk into her Starbucks now, wearing an Armani suit? I don't think so. It wouldn't work. It's not me. Plus, if the government found out I had nice clothes, they'd probably repossess them. Fucking Trudeau. I should really give up on the barista, but the universe seems to have other plans. The last housemate to move in basically looks like the barista. Could be your sister, or cousin, or tribe mate from the old country. A pretty girl moves in across the hall. How lucky am I? Not very. Every time I try to talk to her, I get tongue-tied. How unlucky am I? So I can't even talk to someone that looks like my crush, let alone my actual crush. I have memory issues, but I can skip the notebook if I take Adderall. The only issue is that I talk too fast, and last time I took Adderall by prescription, I ended up in the psych ward. I don't think the doctors know shit. I was diagnosed with ADHD in 15 minutes. 18 questions and 15 minutes later, I walked out with an Adderall prescription, some serious psychoanalysis, and medical diagnosis. Not. How did the doctor know I wasn't lying? The questions were obvious. Do you have trouble sitting still? Let me see. Which answer will get me the drugs? Doctor. If I'm ADHD and or autistic and or psychotic, one of the traits should be determination. Same goes for old age. Fuck age. Fuck autism. Fuck labels. I'm determined to find a wife, not a girlfriend or partner. A wife, not an old-fashioned love, honor, obey wife. A modern woman, but of childbearing age. So decades younger than I am. Why not? In 10 years we'll all be cyborgs. Or Tesla-borgs, and age won't matter anyway. I get lost when writing or reading this, whenever it is, whatever it is. I get lost when writing or reading this, whatever it is. It's why I turn to my opener. Hi, I'm David. I'm old. I'm retired. I was a computer programmer. I've been married a couple of times. I have one grown adult daughter. I have memory issues. I was diagnosed with autism, but I disagree. Some people think I'm gay, but I disagree. I'm trying to become a writer, or a comedian, or both. I look like a Ricky Gervais clone. I'm incredibly lucky. And I'm in love with a woman half my age. That's a lot to take in. I don't have a starting joke, so I'm going to pick randomly to begin. I also just realized that's basically a world's worst dating profile. Anyway, I wrote so many openers before I started this routine. I made everything an opener. Hi, I'm David. I'm a late bloomer. I couldn't grow a full beard until I was 40. I didn't try weed until 45. I didn't smoke cigarettes until I was 55. And now I'm 60. Addicted to both. And we're starting from scratch. A new me. I guess I'm not a late bloomer. I never bloomed. I know I don't look 60. At least I hope I don't, as I'm in love with a woman half my age. I think she's half, approximately. At least over 25, probably. I'm rounding up to 30, just in case. I'm not a pervert. If I'm in love with her, I should know her age, yes? I don't. I'm not even sure she's single. But if she isn't, I'm willing to wait. I need to continue my dream of becoming the world's greatest comedian anyway. On a different note, and in case the barista is listening to this, she needs to know, I used to be really fat. 300 pounds. I remember losing things while watching TV, looking all around the couch to find my pen, or phone, or vape, and then realizing that it's somewhere in my fat, and all I have to do is stand up and let it roll out. I lost weight with keto and fasting, but long before either were cool. When I started eating only a high-fat, meat-based diet, my friends and family all thought my heart would explode. Or they wished it would. I'm not sure. Either way, it worked. Keto works. Fuck the haters. My heart is fine, and I'm still normal weight. I did it alone, without telling anyone. I was traveling at the time, and living out of hotel rooms. During the day I fasted, basically. I'd go to Starbucks and drink coffee with heavy cream. Then I'd go to the grocery store and buy some fatty meat. Not only chicken wings, but often chicken wings. I'd go back to my little motel room, and I'd deep fry those fucking delicious wings. So many I'd put them in a big old thing that you put food into. Bowl. Thank you, memory. Big old bowl. I'd sit on the couch, watch Netflix, and consume chicken wings for hours. And it worked. I lost the weight. However, I still have man boobs. But with everyone being trans now, I'm thinking seriously about wearing a bra. Nobody would notice. The only reason I want to wear a bra is to have some place to put my vape. I saw a girl doing that the other day and thought, fuck, that's brilliant. It's a money holder, and a vape holder, and a dream holder, depending on the quality of the boobs. I'm poor retired, which is really semi-retired. You have enough to live on, but you need a part-time job to live. Something reliable like Walmart greeter, not something impossible like stand-up. But I'm also an idiot retired. I chose stand-up as my extra income, the world's possible entry-level position in show business. It pays nothing, and you're expected to be in the trenches for years, earning your dues like it's the mob in the 30s. Until it doesn't, then comedy can pay a shit ton, enough to shut the government up, and Trudeau, permanently. Please share if you hate Trudeau or taxes, or the CRA, or for any reason at all. Hell, even if you find this funny, you could share it. Or, you could just keep listening for free. Cheap cunt. Poor retirement is like being homeless, except you have a roof over your head. But the day-to-day is similar if you are alone, or homely like me. However, I've discovered poor retirement is better. In normal retirement, you continue to live your regular boring life until you die. Probably alone. Sure, you might reduce your belongings a bit, but ultimately you die the same person you were all your life. In my case, I'm forced to become someone new, or do something new. I'm grateful for being poor. If I had the money, I wouldn't do anything but sit in the park all day and smoke and drink. Like the old guys, lawn bowling, 5 days a week. Where I live is one thing I don't mind about being poor, although I do question my own actions and observations sometimes. I sit outside and I smoke and observe, like a parent, not a pervert. A parent. Remember the daughter golden rule for my first set? Nonetheless, in the early morning hours, I do see the walk of shame sometimes. I've seen every combination of international, coming and going in a celebration of peace, love, and joy. Or, I've seen a bunch of horny university students hooking up regardless of nationality. Well, I didn't see it, I assumed it. Maybe they were just studying until 5 a.m. while drinking wine. God damn, that recycling bin gives up secrets. Hi, I'm David. I don't do stand-up to become famous. I don't do it to get laid, though it'd be nice. I do it because I'm in love with a younger woman, and this is the only way I know to impress her. Is that lame? Yes? Or no? I don't care. If you laugh, I get laid. Makes sense? Why comedy? Here's a hint. If it's easy to make her laugh, she'll fall in love with you, assuming you're not acting, and you're not an asshole underneath the act. If you're a true comedian, using material and situations from your real life, you'll open a connection to the audience, or in my case, to her, the barista, through the audience. And if you're acting like a comedian and are funny, great. If it makes people laugh, I get it. Not everyone needs to be their authentic self on stage. I do, but not others. However, I'm not interested in acting on stage. If I'm funny and my stories are funny, great. If not, I'll fuck off. Sounds more like a manifesto than a routine. I wanted to be a comedian back to my 40s, but I was too embarrassed to get on stage. I didn't see how it could change my life, whereas now, 20 years later, comedy changes everything. I'm either an idiot or a genius. You decide. Here's my scenario. I'm 60 years old, broke, no savings, no RSPs, nothing but a monthly check from the government, $1,500, basically a homelessness sentence. However, I was lucky to find a reasonable room to rent in a house full of international students. 2/3 of the residents are female and hot, but I'm not interested, at least not now. I'm in love with a random Starbucks barista who doesn't have a clue I exist. Well, she may remember me as a client, but I doubt she sees me as a potential suitor, if such a thing still exists. Either way, if she did notice me, I noticed her too late. By the time I realized how kind and probably how funny she is, it was too late. I'd fallen in love. And then, like an idiot, I ghosted her. I stopped going there until I could return and sweep her off her feet, like Richard Gere in that movie, whatever it was called, An Officer and a Gentleman. Until I remember, I'm old, fat, ugly, and poorly dressed. Plus, even though she's not fat, I doubt I could pick her up. Anything heavier than a laptop is more than I can handle. And for over a year, I visited her cafe 45 times a week, looking like a massive loser. I didn't even bother to check to see if she had a girlfriend or boyfriend. Before I stopped going to that location, I decided even if she did, I'd wait. To be clear, although she is very pretty, that's not what attracted me to her originally. I noticed her because she was the first at that Starbucks to remember my usual. Did I fall in love because I was too lazy to order? Maybe. I've done stupider things in my life. I'm not bitter about being poor retired. Before I retired and before I lost my memory, I was able to travel around the country with my daughter. Best time of my life, I think. I can't remember. Kidding. I filmed the entire trip. I can watch anytime I like. People are so worried about privacy, but for anyone with memory issues, past recorded conversations are extremely helpful. I think they need a special AI for Alzheimer's patients that records all their conversations to help them remember or to refer to before arriving at an important meeting, like a doctor's appointment or with family. The doctor reviewed their notes. Why shouldn't a patient who can't remember? Why shouldn't a patient who can't remember use an AI to produce a summary of past doctor visits? This is exactly why I record all my doctor visits. It pisses them off, but I don't care. I'm a retired autistic senior. I'll do as I please, within the laws of Canada. Back to my housemates. They outnumber my shoe count 10 to 1. For some reason, they all keep their shoes outside their rooms. Maybe their shoes stink, or maybe they just like the extra space. I'm not sure. But each of them have at least 10 pairs or more. I have 3. 1 pair of winter/rain boots. These shoes I'm wearing now. And the previous pair of these shoes, worn out with holes in the bottom, that I use as house slippers. I had a nightmare last week about not making it to the washroom in time in the middle of the night because I couldn't get through that wall of shoes in the hallway. I'm obviously on the cheapest plan possible with Netflix, and I'm bored, so I watch all the new shit. Anyone seen the new show on Netflix about a guy with over 1,000 kids? Quick summary. A good-looking young man, blonde hair, blue eyes, becomes a sperm donor. But he lies on the application and donates at multiple sperm banks, which is frowned upon, but isn't a crime. Because he's good-looking and has a decent profile, hundreds, or I guess thousands, pick his sperm. As an added service, if the couple can't afford a sperm bank, he gives them a direct deposit in a Tupperware container. You find your own method to get it up your hoo-ha. Again, not illegal. Although he's portrayed as an evil narcissist in the show, he is quite accommodating. If he lived too far away to get the sperm to his client without it dying, he would go to their home and jerk off in their washroom so it was fresh. Consider it? Yes. He didn't even charge for this gas. He didn't even charge him for his gas. And if that still didn't work, he'd fuck the shit out of them until they got pregnant. With the woman's permission, of course. Again, it's not illegal. A bunch of lesbian couples used his service, and eventually, after a bunch of their kids looked alike, they, the lesbians, do like to hang out together. Someone figured it out and caught him. After comparing photos of all their kids, they realized the extent of the DNA similarities. After comparing photos of all their kids, They realized the extent of the DNA similarities would cause a problem in the future if some of their kids meet and fall in love. And if they don't know, they could get married and have fucked up inbred kids. You know, like how the British royalty does it. The guy's solution is to suggest everyone get a 23andMe test before dating just in case. I agree. But what if the half-siblings are gay and don't have kids? Or they adopt? Is that still incest? I'm not looking to become the next sperm donor guy or start any controversy. I'm just wondering about humanity. I'd do it the Elon Musk style if I was rich and successful. I'd impregnate them, take care of them financially, let them make 95% of the parenting choices, and then I'd find another woman who agrees to these conditions and continue. If I become a successful comedian, if I failed to become a successful comedian, or I never seduce the barista and live happily ever after, I'll consider this as an alternative retirement lifestyle. Why are only young guys donating sperm? Ageist? What's wrong with old guy sperm? Assuming it works? But I'm only the direct deposit. No Tupperware and no sperm bank. Plus, I'm lazy, so you have to come to my place. Ignore my international student housemates. And please don't tell them what we are doing when you leave. I prefer if they think I'm gay. The best thing about dementia is if I'm bombed today, I won't remember tomorrow. Have I said that already? I rent a room in a house full of international students. In case I haven't said that a million times. It's very interesting, but I've also stayed in rehab, which is very similar in some ways. You don't get to pick your housemates. You have shared bathrooms, common areas, kitchen. Everyone is a bit odd and different, and probably feels out of place. And you pray one won't freak out in the middle of the night and cut you off your head. Or worse. However, when I hear inspirational music blaring from my housemates' rooms, I feel like a parent again. I like it. If you're lonely, I think it's okay to have an imaginary friend. If the friend is a positive influence, not a cunt telling you to buy a gun, or a negative voice in the back of your head. Same for crushes. If you follow 2 rules, no secret photos of your crush, and no stalking in real life. Internet stalking is okay, if you use your real name on social media. Imaginary friend who talks you out of psychosis is a good thing. But if you created the friend in your own mind, didn't you talk yourself out of psychosis? It's okay to talk to your imaginary friend out loud. Just do it with at least one earbud in your ear when in public. I have invisible earbuds, so I look like a psycho no matter what. What does the DSM-5 say about imaginary friends? I look like either a pervert or a detective in the backyard, smoking and always writing notes in my notebook. On the other hand, what if my notebook helps solve a crime? Most likely who stole the pizza. Chances are it was me. I lie. I've never stolen pizza. I did steal Chinese food once, but not from someone at the house. Someone down the road. Fuck them. Long story. I'm so poor I don't lock my door. I have nothing in my room worth stealing. Also, it's highly unlikely my female housemates will try and attack me in the middle of the night. Sometimes I wonder what they think about me. When they look in the recycling bin, they must think, how many pizza pops can one man eat? First killed Tony Minute. Hi, I'm David. I'm a retired autistic senior. I turned 60 this year. I'm in love with a woman half my age. Some people think our age gap is excessive, me being twice her age. It could be worse. 50-25 sounds more perverted. 40-20 sounds like stepdad porn. 30-15, gross. That's a stepdad wedding until she's 18. 2010, wait. 2010, this joke would get me cancelled if I was famous. But I'm not, so hear me out. This is the best ratio if it's an arranged marriage. And There's no sex until she's 20. See? Not perverted now, is it? Yeah, fuck that up. No sex until she's 20 and he's 30, and they're both virgins. See? Not perverted now, is it? There, that's my Kill Tony minute. Yeah. Sit in the backyard and write movie ideas. Some long, some short, some good, some bad. I wrote a movie idea about Jesus returning and being saved by AI. And once Jesus is saved, everyone else believes in AI. And the whole world comes together in harmony or some fucking bullshit. Last joke and then I'll go write something new. One of my housemates is going to set the house on fire. She cooks with all 4 burners on high at once. I'm surprised the breaker doesn't kick. The thing is, she only uses 3 pots at a time. The 4th burner is just red hot and waiting, or she's using it to warm her hands. I know when her meal is almost ready, the smoke detector goes off. And after clearing the smoke, she sits down to eat her fish heads, or whatever the fuck she cooked. She should really try pizza pops. They are delicious. Meow. A lot of comedians pander to the audience or mood of the country. Everybody hates Trudeau and the government, yes. By sharing this video and making it viral, we'll all will share in the joy of me telling the government, here's your money, now fuck off. Share the dream.